Okay. I'm going to count down from 3, starting at 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody.
I want to leave this whole thing in, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Welcome. Welcome
I'm
back.
back again.
Yeah,
in the good way. I'm positive about it.
Yep.
But in a good way.
Dalton's on puppy duty right now. One of the puppies is
2 of the puppies we have.
yeah. One of the puppies has got some liquid poops, so we can't really not be watching. So Dalton's gonna take care of that. He's a little sleepy. He's been up at every hour on the hour, so he's not with us anymore.
He's like right on the other side of the door, though.
Rip to the homie.
He's still here.
If you're not here, it's like Wilfred. If you're gone, you're dead. When you come back alive.
Who's
You ever seen the show Wilfred?
It's got
Elijah Wood's in it.
yeah. I was
It's
gonna
with
say
the guy
Frodo.
that talks to a.
Is that Frodo?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a dude that he's wearing the giant dog outfit the entire
Oh,
time.
I have, yes. And only he can see him as
as the man.
And it's like he's like, dude, you're home. I'm glad you're not dead. I didn't die. I went to work. No, you were gone for 8 hours. You were dead for 8 hours. I'm so glad you're alive. Like, so if Dalton's not here, he dead.
That's how they sounded last night, dude. They were fucking screaming all night last night. Fucking
Dude.
Well, why? What's the purpose? Why are you screaming?
Because
You're
I
a
got
fucking
shit.
dog. Go to bed.
Yeah, but he's got shit.
Yeah.
my
Also,
God.
dude, they're puppies. They're not with their mom
They sleep
anymore.
11 and a half hours a day.
But they miss their mom. They don't understand that they're fucking got yoinked from their parent.
I mean, Jake.
Imagine. Can you imagine? You fucking get born and somebody just takes you from your mother, and it's just some random dude.
Well, how would I know who is my mother? I adapt to
You
everybody.
would-
Sometimes I picture
No.
you guys as my mother. You're very caring, motherly. You
I'd
give me
be
what
your
I
mother.
want. Yeah.
And I'd let you suck on my nipples.
It's not quality of a mom.
You have
Thanks.
He
to.
does
though.
have milk. It's just not from his nipples.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go there, but I just wanted to point that out. So, yeah, I think no babies. You're telling me that if you took Jude,
That's different.
no, it's not, because he knows who his parents are. You leave him with his mom for 8 weeks, and then you yoink him. He's going to be upset and confused. That's how those dogs feel right now.
Yeah, but like they give birth, and I give them a day. They start running.
Okay.
They,
For sure.
Okay. Hold on though. I want to paint a little picture in your head.
Here we go.
Here comes
Vincent
Barbara.
Van Gogh,
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
No, it's Picasso. All right. My pictures never make sense. But you're by yourself as a kid, right? Maybe
Mhm.
like 6 or 7. You really have to use the bathroom. You know how it's like when you have to use the bathroom, but you're not comfortable using the bathroom. Now imagine being put in a cage
Because
because
you can't get out to get to a bathroom.
and the only way to communicate with someone that speaks a different language than you is to make noise so they know that you need something. They only can hold their bladder for like 2 hours right now. That's why after they nap, they have to go
Dogs
out
are
right
fucking
away.
stupid.
Well, I mean,
This is-
look at humans.
you would pay money to do this?
Yes.
You're getting nothing but a little bit of.
You pay like $2,000.
Why do you
It's
think
big
I don't have
money.
any pets or any kids? Because I already know this process. I don't want to do
Bro, you
this
need a cat.
process. No.
Dude, cat for real.
Bro, I was looking up.
They don't cry.
No.
a
and-
lot.
Well, I mean,
No, but they piss
you know how fucking Gideon
everywhere.
That's true.
is. They don't piss everywhere.
You
When
can
you
train
have
it. A lot easier to
cats-
train them.
When I have literally cats living under my front step,
No shit, dude. They're kind of half feral.
but I'm not saying they piss everywhere. I'm
Okay.
saying the cat inside smells them. When a cat smells another strange animal, they will start marking. It's their territory. That's what like, for instance, you see if a cat's in a window and it sees another cat outside, it might start marking around the house so the other cat smells its territory to stay away. That's what they do.
Then yeah, that's just natural.
I'm not
That's-
saying you're wrong, but Gideon did see. So, we have a bunch of shit fucking
Yeah.
cats running around by our place. He was in the window, saw a cat, and just fucking like cackled at him. Like, and that was it. He never pissed anywhere, but I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just like,
when Civ lived with me, marked once,
mhm.
only once.
Tiger used to do it a shit ton.
But that's the thing is like they will and when a cat marks, getting that out,
That's
impossible.
Dang.
if it's in wood, you have to remove the wood. If it's in concrete, there's a lot of things you can do to treat it potentially, but it can soak in there and you would have to replace the fucking concrete.
That's impressive.
Like there's
It's like acid piss.
That's
Yeah.
really, yeah.
it's bad.
You
That's
start drinking more water.
I can't do it. I had it once in my life. I can't have that smell in my house.
What would be a good animal for you?
A turtle. Not like a turtle, a tortoise, the one that just
Those
crawls
are
around the
pretty
ground.
cute.
But no, honestly, I don't want an animal. I'm learning how to take care of myself first. I have to when
I'll
I can
drink to
make
that.
myself dinner every
I
night.
respect that.
I respect
That's when
that.
I can have an animal. When I can legitimately get home, make myself dinner, keep my place clean always, not just cleaning it like 3 times, like every other day, like always making sure, like actually living that adult lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, where when you see something out of place, you actually go and get it right. You
Yep.
don't go,
You don't.
that sucks.
You don't
And
have a
you
drawer
walk
for
away.
mail because you have a shredder, but you don't want to clean out the shredder, and you also have a fire pit, but you don't want to just sit out by a fire by yourself, so you don't burn nothing. So you have a drawer full of junk mail, and you're too paranoid just to throw it away because your information's on it. Yeah, that's not being an adult. That's that bachelor life I'm living.
Sounds fun. So you're really selling it to me.
Yeah, I'm not ready for another life to be taken care of.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. That's
You
true.
know? I can admit that I am too mature
that's-
for that shit.
I can respect that.
And that's what we like
Very
about you.
respectful.
I know my issues.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I can fix them.
It's better than most.
That's
better
true.
than most.
Step one is of addiction is admitting you have a problem.
Yes. What kind of animal would you get?
Fucking cat, dude. Fucking love them bitches.
Dude, I was looking up Oriental short hairs.
Dude.
Those Dobby. What's that little motherfucker from Harry Potter? Dobby with the fucking crazy ears.
Dobby.
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 So
Or it's like Dolby or something. I don't know how they pronounce
it
it.
kind of looks
Bulby.
those cats look like that, and they're fucking so cute, and they
Machu
honk.
Picchu.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking big snouts on
Yeah,
them.
and they honk when they
Mhm.
meow instead of
Mhm.
like in a full meow. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, they're fucking cute as shit. I
Would
love
you
those.
adopt or would you get a kitten?
Would you
I
go,
don't know.
Would you go breeder or would you go rescue?
Again, don't know. I don't know.
You got to go rescue. Dude.
I would say I think cats are a little bit different when it comes to puppies. Is like if you get a puppy when they're small. What is that?
What's
Oh,
that?
my lucky
Penny
day.
for your thoughts, my man.
Thank you. So I would probably get a rescue because they're really easy. They can like adapt pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Because like puppies, like that's why people love puppies because they're all fucking fresh and little. And then
Dude,
They
what's
get
up with
old and
people in
whatever.
like dude? Because Brie does this shit too, and I don't understand it. Why do people like puppy breath, dude? It smells like fucked up Fritos and
because it doesn't
asshole.
smell like dog ass breath. Comparatively to an older dog
Okay,
smell,
fair.
That's why.
And that's the only reason.
Yeah,
though?
it goes.
Okay.
It smells new. It's
yeah,
like
but
if
it
you
still
were-
smells like a butthole.
It
Agreed.
smells like breath, and breath, no matter, even with a mint in your mouth, breath does not smell good. I don't care what anyone
No.
says.
I don't know.
I don't
Jennifer
like
Aniston
breath.
probably has really nice breath.
Just because she's beautiful
Dude,
as hell and
when
takes
she
care of
wakes up
herself.
after like a night of partying, no chance.
Bullshit.
Probably smells like 7 different guys.
She drinks smart water.
I've
and
drank
she's-
smart water too. I ain't smarter. My breath ain't better.
I'm just saying, you guys need to at least give it a try.
No, I don't know. When it comes to animals and stuff, there's too many issues with breeders and puppies and kittens because people just do it for the money and they don't take into consideration like the shots, vaccinations, what needs to
Spaying,
actually
neuter.
be
Yeah,
done.
you have to find a reputable source for a breeder.
Yeah.
You gotta
And
do
even-
some research.
There's too many because like everyone's breeding and then all these animals end up in shelters and they all live their lives
Half
locked
of them
up.
are inbred.
Fuck
Mhm.
that.
You know how much money you can get as a fucking if they have like a litter of like 5-6 pups and,
And
you
you're
sell
selling
all
them
of
for
them to
$1,000.
yeah, or $2,000. That's big money.
Imagine how much the lady that you get or Dalton and Rachel just got for.
Yeah, how many were there? Like 11 puppies or something?
Is that what it was? I don't know.
It looked like
It
11.
looked like a shit ton.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing though, is like after having to date a vet for on and off 8 years, I learned a lot about like puppies that are born with horrible sicknesses because of breeders
Mm-hmm.
and the way what they feed them, well, how they like take care of them, and everything.
How they're bred.
Yeah, it literally like a 7-month-old puppy has to be put down, and she would tell me all about it and like the reasoning why. And it's just like breeders. People think $1,000 for a American bulldog. yeah, I'll get 2 of those, make them breed. I could keep selling them. And then, when one can't be bred anymore, I'll just, euthanize it, get a new one. It's the easiest money around.
Yeah.
And everyone wants them. And I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is breed them and feed them.
Yeah.
That's not how it should
That's
be.
a puppy mill, and we don't like those.
But
around here.
that's how it goes. And it's like, honestly, even like the rescues you have to look out for, because some rescues are puppy mills.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You have to really do your research and shit.
That's why you should probably find one in the wild. Naturally. Train him, train his trust.
Be like a falconer where you have to
Yeah.
like find the animal in the woods as a baby.
That would be kind of sick.
And then
Raise it as your own.
Dude, have you guys ever looked into falconry?
I've watched it
I can honestly say no.
Hunting with birds?
when they put the little hat on them so they don't see, and then you fucking.
That's usually just for the hawks.
Yeah.
But dude, people will do falconry with owls.
Ooh, cool.
Dude, I saw a video. This dude got a baby horned owl or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker will eat 11 mice in a day. You know how hard it is to find 11 mice?
I haven't seen one just a while.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Actually, Bagheera brought me one the other week, but that's one.
Good on you.
That's one in the last fucking 3 months.
Yeah.
It's in that same like circle. What's wild to me and why I have a little theory on it. St. Paul Park doesn't have a lot of hawks and eagles or nothing.
Which is weird because you guys are close as fuck to the river.
And I think I know why. Because we have a stray cat problem. There ain't that much food to go around. I would put money down that all those small rodents are getting nabbed. I mean, here's the thing. My house, it ain't sealed up right. All right. There's literally a hole I just found. Okay. I have to fucking patch this motherfucking hole into my front step that goes into my fucking house somehow. I have never, and I've looked, I've checked, I've done all this shit. I've never had a mouse problem. Not one. And I'm in St. Paul Park with easy access into my house.
Mm-hmm.
You think, because I mean, at Dalton's old place, your guys' old place, you guys had a couple mice here and there, right?
Every now and then.
Yeah. I haven't had one.
You guys also don't have the best habitat for mice either. There's not enough like tall grass or field areas.
Minus my grass that I don't cut every.
Yeah,
You
I
are
mean,
I know what
providing
you're saying.
all the shelter for them.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like all these stray cats. I've seen one dead mouse in my front yard because it was in a big circle of my mulch that was matted out as a bed.
Mm-hmm.
The cats are eating everything.
Which is surprising, dude, because fucking like eagles will grab cats.
Yeah.
They'll grab small dogs. They'll grab, whatever.
Well,
But they're also right
that
next
happened
to the
last
river,
year.
So
Naomi's little blind one got picked up by a hawk.
that's
And
fucking terrifying.
luckily they got the drop.
I don't know how.
It was too heavy. That's literally the
God.
only thing.
Yeah.
Yoda was too
Yeah,
heavy.
the biggest fish in the pond.
But if it was an eagle, see you
Gone.
later.
Yep. I've heard stories of that happening at someone's cabin with some girl from high school. Their little furry dog is picked up and gone. Never seen again.
Mm-hmm.
You
Even-
can hear yelping in
so-
the distance.
When I was living in Inver Grove at my parents' house, my mom always had Shih Tzus, and they had a fucking hawk dive bomb for our old dog Boomer, who looked like Chewbacca. But yeah, dive bombed for him, and my mom fucking freaked out. But she's got that old fucking high pitched farm wife voice
Mhm.
that nobody can stand. So
But it worked.
I think the eagle couldn't stand it either.
Your mom's an absolute riot, though. I can imagine her screaming at some animals. I'd be dying laughing.
Dude, for a while there, so she started feeding squirrels.
Yeah.
Well, that became into feeding an entire flock of duck.
Yeah. He told me about that.
We had it was probably a quarter. Like, how big do you think that backyard was at my mom's place? Like
I would say
quarter to a half acre.
I would say not. Cause mine's a
No.
third of an acre.
Yeah,
And
so
mine was bigger than yours, I believe.
okay.
My backyard.
Ours just went back super far, but anyways, it was a good amount of space.
Yeah, I would say at least your backyard alone, I would say is probably a quarter acre.
Yeah. So, I mean, doing like a rough estimate, it was probably at least a 60 by 60 square that would be filled, ducks touching, smashed together, eating food.
It's got around. The word got around that she's feeding them.
Straight
and
up.
everybody
And
knows.
dude, it was even in the winter. Like, they would fucking fly over. There were so many of them that the fucking backyard would go dark, and they would all just circle and then swoop in and everybody would land and start fucking just chowing.
It makes you think, do the ducks migrate for the warmth or the food? Because if they're still around for winter because you're feeding them, then it's not for warmth. It's strictly because they can't get on the ponds and eat.
Yeah. Yep.
That's wild.
Because if they can get enough food to build enough fat, they'll be fine.
Yep. And then also when you have 3 million hanging out in your backyard, huddled up, body warmth.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That heat.
Working well together.
They're literally, you got a cesspool of feathers just flocking around.
Ducks are wild animals. They don't really follow any category of like another animal. Like they're kind of like a dog, but they're like a bird, and they're kind of aggressive with each other. And
dude, they rape each other.
Yeah.
Well, and like they're just, for instance, I saw a video last night of a duck in a tiger enclosure in this little pond, and the tiger's trying its ass out to fucking get this thing, right? It's jumping, it's duck's just swimming.
Yeah.
Tiger looks at it. Tiger moves a little bit underwater, appears behind it. Tiger's looking around. It goes quack, quack.
Yeah.
Tiger turns around, dives again. Duck dives.
Dude.
And it's just constantly popping up saying, you can't get me. You can't get ducks or nuts.
Ducks are nuts.
But
duck nuts.
The one thing is geese, dude. Those things.
Fuck a goose, dude. Fuck geese. We hate geese.
Fucking geese, man.
All my homies hate geese.
They are fucking fearless.
Yeah, I agree. They honk and quack.
They
and they
will charge the piss out of you.
One charged my dart and blew up the bumper, but I blew it up.
Fucking have that story keep going.
Dude, it never ends.
Fucking
but those things just don't, like, my brother got chased by one when he was like 6 or 7. Yeah, he went to go feed it and the thing goes, nah, fuck you. Chase him around the yard.
And they fucking puff up so big.
And they'll chase you for a while.
Like Canadian geese that stand fucking this tall.
If you're not down with Canadian gooses and you don't sit well with me, and I'm going to suggest you marinate on that for a bit, bud.
Fuck you.
I was wondering where that was going.
As soon as you went, if you don't get down with Canadian geese, I knew exactly where that was going.
Canadian gooses.
Fucking embarrassing.
There's a special place. My wife always said there's a special place in heaven for people that love Canadian gooses. All right? That's what my wife always said.
It's fucking awkward, bud. Yeah, we could go with that all day. So we're not going to.
I love that show. The fucking coach just sits there and kicks everything in sight. He's just kicking trash cans. He's kicking everything.
For anybody who doesn't know, we're talking about Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Great show.
Dude, I figured out Canada has some good shit. They have good comedians. They have good singers. They have good chefs. They have good TV shows.
Maddie Matheson.
Yeah.
Straight
fucking Trailer Park Boys. They got Letterkenny. They got fucking Justin Bieber's. They got...
Dude, he's looking busted as fuck right now.
Wow. He's
ugly. Did you see him in the fucking golf cart with cornrows and it was Deep Khaled or whatever?
Yeah. I was like, fucking
dude, he's
gross.
Dude, and he's like, he's got the fucking giant shorts that go down to his ankle with the fucking blue bandana. I'm like, man. God, you are such a tool.
Was it you I was talking about Justin Bieber with? Or was it Dalton or?
Justin's Beaver?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about it.
That's the porno.
Just like giving a kid so much money so early on in life and how fucked up his life is.
I mean, that's every child actor.
And then seeing him realize that, and now he's trying to be a normal human being, and it's actually like making him a lot more likable.
Yeah, but it's like, how can you be normal when everybody is in your business at all times, chasing you down?
Well, that's what he was saying and stuff. Is like he's like. You guys don't understand. Yeah, I did a lot of stupid shit as a kid, like him drag racing up and down the street, and goes, but
you gave 16 in a Lambo,
yeah,
or a Ferrari.
You gave like a 12-year-old an opportunity of a lifetime, and then by, like you said, 16, I had more money than most people even imagine.
Yeah,
what am I supposed to do? I have no guidance.
People could work 6 lifetimes and not fucking get the same amount of money.
He had like super shitty parents and stuff too, which wasn't helping. So he's just living what society and like being in the public eye told him to do.
Yeah.
Spend all your money, fucking live that lavish lifestyle, fucking flex everything everywhere. You know, I got this, I got that.
And you can do whatever you want because you have money.
And then you have people around you just being yes men. Going, yeah, it's a dope idea. Because that's literally what they are there to do, is to hype you up and make you seem like the coolest person. Instead of being like, yo, Ben, might seem like a good idea to videotape yourself whipping that Lambo up and down the street in a residential area. But I just got to tell you right now, it makes you look douchey.
Shut the fuck up, Barry. You don't even know what you're talking about. I'm the one with the money, not you.
You are. I'm just saying,
and I pay you. So if you want that fucking check, son, you better shut your trap.
But that's the thing, is like, as soon as that conversation happens, the person that's me is gone.
Exactly.
And then the thing happens, and now you're looking back going,
next dude rolls in.
I would
stay with you.
It's a carousel full of yes men.
Like, can you imagine living that type of thing at 16, dude? I would have been worse.
Dude, I'd suck a couple of giant penises to have that lifestyle though, because like honestly, I'm kind of tired of doing stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it'd be tight if stuff would just do
you'll
it
have a
for
close.
me.
You'll have a similar, but not in the same realm.
You know, I came to the realization just this morning when we were talking.
That you're
I just want enough money so that I can hire somebody to do my lawn. Because I fuck lawn work. I don't have any interest in it, and it just pisses me off the entire time, which is the exact reason I bought gutters that I never have to clean.
See, I'm in the same boat, except for it's not just lawn. I want lawn in my house cleaned. I don't want to do any of that.
You could hire me.
Well, I have Bree.
Well, I live by myself, so.
And Bree's great.
You could hire me
to clean up my house.
No, your yard.
Oh, I'll fucking. What do you want?
You got a tractor? Give me a fucking case of beer. My only thing is
fucking deal, dude. I'll pick up the sticks.
I'll pick up the sticks.
Hey, you just said you would do anything to not do anything.
I know.
And now you're offering.
Well, I don't want to fucking push you away. I want it to sound good for you.
Then you're a really bad negotiator.
Yeah.
You give in way too easily.
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a order yesterday for some track lighting. And there's like the fucking elevator doesn't work, and it all had to go downstairs, and there's steep ass fucking steps. There's like 20 of them bitches. And it was just this dude, like one dude and his like grandpa or something. I don't know. The guy was fucking ancient. And he's like, hey, can you sign this paper? I was like, yeah, I'll sign the paper and then I'll come down and help you. So I helped, I fucking climbed a shit ton of stairs because I was like, I know what that's like. I don't want to make him feel bad or make him do his job.
Blast with a curse.
See, if I were you, I would have started off with, oh, you want to do the lawn stuff. So you're down for cutting, weed whipping, edging, fertilizing, and weed pulling. And then he'd be like, well, I'll do these. And be like, all right, well, how about this? We'll cut it with weed whipping and grass cutting for a case of beer. And then you just leave it at that.
Yeah, but you definitely jumped
right into, I'll pick up all the shit
I'll just pick up the sticks. That's all I said. I'll pick up sticks. Because when I say lawn work, I'm thinking lawn work to me is...
Trim the bushes.
There's no bushes to be trimmed unless you want to trim mine.
You literally have an entire back end, which is overgrown bushes.
Are we talking about his back end or?
I mean,
yeah,
both.
Don't talk about my back end, dude. It's fine. It's not necessarily bushes or trees, but in my mind, lawn work is cutting the grass, weed whipping, which there's really like, fuck weed whipping, whatever.
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah, I do have a gas one now.
Till you take a rock to the ankle.
And it's just fucking
Yeah, you gotta wear a long pant or else your shit starts to hurt.
I had such bad ankles.
Which reminds me, I have to get a new trigger, like a throttle cable for the fucking weed whipper. But anyways, and then pulling weeds because I have weeds that need to be pulled and saplings that need to be chopped down. You like chainsaws, Jake?
Shit, yeah, I do.
Have you used a chainsaw ever?
Fuck no.
Oh, come over sometime. We'll
you know what? We should have competent teaching day where we just teach Jake all these different things and see how he does with them.
Obviously you already know, but they are fucking stupid dangerous, and you have to understand
it's not
just how and why it would kick back at you.
You gotta respect the machine.
And you gotta straight arm the piss out of that fucker, and you gotta lock it, because when that thing fucking goes, you just have to follow it, because if you fucking let that bend, you're gonna just slice your face in half. So
don't want that.
Up to you, but
Or you could pull a berry and somehow get the chain stuck in between the wood and the actual like
bar.
Yeah, and doesn't make any sense. And your stepdad looks at you like you're a crazy man that just pulled a magic trick. Like I literally was cutting through a log for him, and this is the last time I've used a chainsaw since, because I'm like, if I could do this, I'm gonna break someone's face the same way I broke this fucking chainsaw, where I went through. And then I tried to pull back up, and the chain was stuck in the log. He goes, "Oh, yeah. Then you just gotta get what? Why is it? The wood was still connected, but somehow the chain was underneath it.
Wow,
it made no sense. It literally made
it phased through.
For me, what it probably was like I got all the way through, right? But the chain got underneath some stuff. And it was just wide enough, so it looked that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it just baffled the both of us. We had no idea how to get it out. Cut the chain.
Wow, fuck that.
Couldn't get it out. Yanking on it, turn it back on, nothing.
How big was this log? Did you guys try and like snap the log down? Interesting.
Get another chainsaw to cut the chainsaw out
Of
of the
chainsaw.
yeah, to cut. You use the
Nah, we don't got time for that. It's snip it and then we'll burn the whole thing.
typical Americans.
So
yeah,
then
we'll buy
shit.
a new one.
So then, no, we never did. That's the thing. I was out there with an axe a lot though, because I loved for some reason that's the type of things I love doing.
Oh yeah, splitting wood's fucking great.
just pretty
Splitting
fun.
wood,
Splitting wood is
shoveling.
great until it's not great.
Yeah.
You know,
It's one of
Until you
those
have
things
to.
that it's hard work, but it's satisfying.
it's rewarding for sure.
Like for instance, that's how I feel with shoveling. I love shoveling
fuck shoveling,
because it's not only like a chore you have to do,
snowblow for sure.
but like it's nice too because it's like as long as you're not bending over and twisting your back, it's a great workout.
Mm-hmm.
You feel satisfied when you're done because you're tired, you're sore. You're like, I did something. I love
Yeah.
that
And
feeling.
your driveway's clear.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
immediately see your progress and what you've been doing.
Well, like the other
Goodness.
day, I was telling him and Dalton, I mowed my grass for the first time this year.
Congratulations.
It didn't get all the way through because I have to get more oil. Didn't realize that I was so low. I started blowing white smoke towards the end. But
So you're burning oil.
whatever it was,
Yeah, I don't.
I fucked something
You're
up.
burning oil
But
because mine does that.
you
but,
need more oil now because
yeah, I have
You're-
to fill it up. But I thought maybe something was wrong, so I just waited because Dalton was coming over. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with the machine. I don't know enough about it.
was it blue smoke or white smoke?
White, pure white.
It's coolant.
And it
There's
happened.
no coolant in the.
I mean, it happened when.
Motherfucker.
So my grass was very tall and very thick, and it was fine the entire time until I got to the thickest spot, and then it stopped up. And then when I pulled back, I'm like, fuck, I'll have to go slow over here. Fucking ripped it on again and started going. White smoke. Yep.
Yeah, that's what mine does.
So I just stopped. I brought it over, and I said whatever. Dalton came over. We talked about it a little bit, but I was doing that and fucking got inside afterwards. You know, inside for like 3-4 hours. I am dead ass tired. I was wheezing while I'm doing it. Like I'm out of shape. I haven't been really active for about 3. I'd say of the 4 months, I haven't been active for about 3. Right? I've done things enough here and there, but so I'm out of shape completely. But I'm inside and I'm literally like feeling like worse than like when I had COVID when I was super sore and tired. That's all I'm feeling. I'm just like, I want to die. I'm so tired. I want to die. I want to throw up my legs, my arms, my back. But I was happy that I was feeling that way
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it's a good feeling because I did something productive
Mhm.
and now I'm sore because of it. So I feel like, yeah, I did something. Fuck yeah. I love that feeling.
Yeah. Then you go outside with your beer and you just sit there and you just look over your lawn like a dad. And then you
Mhm.
just such
That's
a good
one
feeling.
thing
I love it.
that is nice about owning a house is when you're done with some sort of work, you can just stare at it and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
I did this. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I do when I sit in my living room now.
It just feels nice.
Fucking finally.
Yep.
Fucking
Pretty rewarding.
finally.
Yeah. I'm excited if whatever drops so I can do the rest of my inside stuff I want to do.
Could you imagine if I would have tried to do the beams now? $700 would have turned into fucking probably 16 real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking wood.
That was 2 years ago
Yeah.
at $750.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I was talking to my brother. He wants to get a fence. And he's like, it's so expensive and
Dude,
the wood's so high. It's impossible. I'm like, go maintenance free because that shit is expensive. But right now, it's pretty much cheaper than wood.
Yeah.
I would say.
And you need a fence. It's like, now is the time. Go for that. Because otherwise, you have to play the waiting game and potentially get a cheaper wood price in the future.
Yeah.
Which
Which
could
is
be years away.
yeah, it's not going to happen. They were talking maybe towards the fall, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They're making too much money. They're making way too much money. They know
Well-
they can fucking rip you off.
But also, they're paying a lot of money for all the OTs to keep the catch up going. Now I think they're getting caught up.
They're more than caught up.
But like you said, they know it's a supply and demand.
Mhm.
I think when restrictions start, COVID starts to make more of a decline and things start getting a little bit back to normal, that might change because less people are going to be home doing projects. Less people
True.
are going to be on unemployment, getting more money than they're working.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that.
We can only help.
Very good point.
There is a chance of it evening out a little bit, but things will not ever be the same.
No.
I mean, so many jobs now know that they can run full from remote.
Mhm.
And people that are like managers of these call centers, shit like that, especially,
Are out.
are finding out they don't need, their job does not matter because if they don't have a building to supervise, They're done.
Yeah.
All these real estate tycoons that are like, oh, we need this to open back up. I need, my buildings aren't being, they're going to be fucked. New York City, there's a reason why everyone's fucking leaving. California, all these rents are so fucking high. No one's working. They're going to places where it's more affordable. All these beautiful apartments, or even the shitty ones, like what's it, a New York studio, 300 square foot apartments, like a grand something a month.
It's like $1,700 bucks.
Yeah. Those are not going to be a thing because no one's going to want to live there when they realized everything around them so much cheaper.
And what are they going to do with all the office buildings? I mean, that's literally what we've been doing since the Industrial Revolution.
What's going to happen?
Building skyscrapers and office buildings.
The chance that this is one good thing that could happen from this. Prices of all these things are going to go down because the demand's not going to be there no more.
And then we slide in.
And then you slide back in. It's going to restart. Like the whole thing is, it's kind of like a circle, right? We were at the top of this circle where real estate's super high. You need to have these buildings, everything. COVID comes around. People are starting to realize you don't need none of that. Prices are going to drop with the exact same amount. People are going to swoop back in because everything's so cheap and they want to have that real estate to have, this is my business. It'd be cool. It'll be the whole reset. Like, oh, we could have people show up and actually look at things. Okay, we'll do that. And then it'll start, everyone wants that's going to go back up. And then there's a good chance if it gets too high again. And then
that's when you sell.
They're going to have to repurpose those office buildings into stores, physical places that people can go and purchase things. The problem with that is going to end up being that the office buildings aren't going to be enough square footage. And then they're going to have to rebuild it out. They're going to have to demo it, build it back out to even make it work as a store or showroom.
I got a theory about that.
Oh, God.
Of course you do. Let's hear it.
Big theory.
Or not even a theory, more of an idea. You take all these real estate offices and stuff, because the world's getting more technological advances, stuff like that.
That's a word.
And we play a lot of video games, right? Whenever an update happens, what happens to the game?
We piss and moan. It fucks up.
It never works. Servers aren't ready. Take all these real estate buildings that people are going to be moving out of, turn them into server farms, data centers, things like that. They're going to be, your ping's going to be better. You're going to have easier access to bandwidth. You're going to have way better time with everything, anything on the internet because we have more server farms popping up. You take all these buildings, throw them full of servers. Next thing you know, everyone is online again. All that remote access stuff.
They would have to. Data centers draw so much energy that they would have to have a very, very, very sufficient renewable energy.
So you're telling me that this is going to force a better energy out of the US?
Well, here's the thing. Our power grid just in the United States alone is already running at like 150%, which it was never meant for. It was meant for like 60 or 80 or some shit like that. And even that was pushing it. All of our utilities are privatized, so they don't fix shit unless it's actually broken. Otherwise, they band-aid everything.
Yep. But that's what hopefully this will push them to do.
But how if they're privatized? Because they're only going to look at it as how do I make money? The privatization of that would have to, because once it's renewable, it's out of their hands. So unless they build them and rent, well, no, that's still going to be the same.
So what I think, it's either going to force two things: us to get rid of the privatization of that, and they're not going to be able to survive that way because the U.S. is going to demand more than what they can provide, right?
I mean, the U.S. is ran by fucking Warren Buffett, basically, but yeah.
Or it's going to force us to upgrade the current, like those privatized buildings. Like say, like you said, our energy system, our grid is supposed to be at 60. We're up to like 150.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with this technological fucking era pushing through even further and further, it's going to force technology. That's how technology has always been improving, is it something forces it to have to improve. I mean, you look at phones and someone's like, why not make a computer out of the phone too? And you could do all these things on your phone only. And now you have you have Androids, you have iPhones, you have Google Pixels or whatever, Windows Pixel or something.
Yeah.
You have all these different phones and they're constantly pushing each other to do something and be innovative. That could happen with power itself, long as, people stop. We'd have to get a lot less greedy hands out of that pot. But as soon as those hands disappear.
Tesla has the fucking solar shingles. And I think that's probably what it would end up converting to, is like, say you have a 60 floor commercial skyscraper. I would bet the best way to do that would be to pull all of the windows out of there, which probably cost you $2-3 million to do that, and then reinstall a full solar window, which would cost you another fucking $3-4 million. But once that's running and self-sustaining, the money you make off the servers or just the data center alone, from renting that all out, I mean, you'll pay for it in fucking 5-10 years.
And that's the thing I think COVID is showing and is hopefully going to push is that our system of living doesn't work.
No, no.
Doesn't. True. We are not prepared for, I mean, look what happened in Texas this winter.
Fuck that.
Texas is on
that was the government, boy.
They're on their own power grid too. They're literally on their own. Like they have their own system.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing is like they realized they need to upgrade something because it shut down the entire state and caused death and everything.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
You know, like, and that's just what we consider mild.
Yeah. And they got to figure out a safety net for that.
Like everything, it's like we got to push to be better on everything, and COVID's really shown spotlights on things. I mean, look at how much like pollution died down in the beginning of COVID.
Dolphins were back in fucking Italy in the canals.
Yep. Yeah, what we should have done is peak pandemic. We should have called in motherfucking martial law, stay in your fucking house 6 months, redo the entire power grid.
Okay, I'm with you.
Fucking sustain yourself. Every man for themselves. No killing allowed.
Get a water catcher.
For
the rain.
And fucking fend for yourself. And then fix up power grid. Fucking best technology you can find. Run that shit to 200%, but it's capable of it.
It's capable of 600, and we're only going to keep it at 200.
Because if no one's on the roads...
If it's capable of 600, wouldn't that just be its 100% is 600% of regular?
No. It's like having an amp and the max volume is 11. You turn it up to 11 because it's one more than 10.
But for instance, now hear me out.
Sounds better.
You got 2 amps, right? The amp we're using now is running at 150%, and it's made for only 60. It's up to 15. You turn it up to 15, but it's supposed to only go up to 6.
Wow.
So then you got a new power system upgraded. You can go up to 60.
Yeah.
It's not 600% more. It's still going at 100%, but it's still 600% more of the past one. It's still hitting its max limit.
Correct.
Which is higher than the past one. So you don't need to go higher than 100%.
But you can overclock it and have it run at higher than, so kind of like what we were doing with
a safety net version, where it's like you can go higher if need be.
Yes.
Like extra ports.
Exactly.
Extra ports.
Like me, I have extra ports.
Because no one's driving on the road, then construction is at a standstill. So then all those construction workers, they need jobs. So then they're going to go fucking power grid it up. And then you get everyone together and we work together as a team.
You know how many fucking electricians you would need, dude? Like, because that is on another level.
But you couldn't time that out.
There's no chance.
Because
you need permits.
Well,
we're on martial law. Nothing matters.
Even all that. If you look at COVID would be the prime example because it's what we lived through. The 0809 we're too young to understand as much. But in 0809, the recession didn't hit construction till I'd say end of 09 to 10, mainly 11.
Mm-hmm.
Construction gets hit later because when they bid a job, they like, for instance, we have jobs bid for 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they bid them out. So then, for instance, during COVID, when it first hit, construction was flying still. We didn't even feel COVID. Now, a year later, we're starting to feel it. We're on a delay. So for that martial law and stuff, we'd still have other jobs that we'd have to get done still.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have to have a prolonged, because you can't just say we need to switch the entire power grid, but the Mayo Clinic we're working on has got to be on hold. That doesn't work that way.
No.
Well, it turns out that idea sucked. Jeez.
No, it's a good idea.
It works. It's just you really have to plan it out perfectly because you'd have to work. All these companies would either have to sub out and get other companies to take their stuff, or they would have to have an agreement to put it on pause. And that would be very difficult to get by with a lot of, like, for instance, if you're working at a school, like we do a lot of schools, you can't just pause a school because they need to keep on going. Like even when
the future of America,
like all these important government buildings. I was working at the Dakota County Sheriff off of Robert Street. I've worked at the precinct over in White Bear Lake. I worked at the Mayo Charter House. You know, I've worked in all these very important places during COVID.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have to really plan that shit out. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a very delicate balance they do.
Yeah. And that's going to be, I mean, think of, you would almost have to predict that COVID was going to happen, because you would need all of the amount of things you would need to swap would have to be probably ordered almost 5 years in advance.
Yeah. Because you have to get them
For
there.
the amount of shit, because that shit would have to be then produced. And if it's going to be in the entire United States, you would need potentially millions of whatever is going to be installed.
Well, that's
And the other problem with technology is that it's the same like now. Like you go to Best Buy, you buy a computer, you can buy the computer that came out that day. They already have a new computer made. They just haven't released it yet.
you're right.
And it's already got better technology,
And then you
which
have
is crazy.
the even bigger problem if you get it all scheduled, everything's ready, everything's good. You have like for something that important, you have to only have skilled workers. Now, there's only X amount of those that you can actually use, because skilled workers are not easy to come by nowadays. Because like our generation, we have a couple compared to what it used to be. Used to be like people were very hands-on.
Yeah.
They could you could pick up Ben off the street and be like, hey, you worked on some cars before. You want to hop into tiling? You know, you know your way around some tools. Nowadays, does not work that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's very specific.
and that's the thing is like people don't want to do hard labor, so people don't know it as much. So for instance, we'd have Joe Schmoes from Craigslist doing all your schools, hospitals, and stuff like that.
I don't trust him.
While you have, you know, your skilled licensed electricians doing the extreme power stuff. So now your hospital might have a short. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to really
You'd also have to
thin.
figure out, everybody would have to be on the same page with generators, because you're going to shut down all power
Yep.
as your work, because you're going to work in sectors.
Yep.
Like for
And
instance, the
regions.
East Coast is shut down for a bit. So we have,
What do you do with your hospitals?
yep, you have to have everything. You like, it's very difficult nowadays.
Because little Billy Badass, who thought he was going to install solar on his roof, fucking electrocuted the piss out of himself, and then the hospital
Damn
shut
it.
down.
Mhm.
Then he
Dude,
can't
it's
get
so
to-
much planning.
Yeah.
It's so much
It's-
planning. It's great on paper.
Sounds awesome.
Dog shit when you get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
And that's how construction works.
Yep.
That's
Everything's
literally-
great on paper.
Architects are our biggest problem because on paper, that wall is perfectly 20 by 12.
Yeah.
You get into the actual job site, it is 18 3/4 by fucking 12 and a half.
Yeah.
Your whatever you want on that wall is completely different.
Fuck.
Like it's just nothing.
Yeah, come do construction with us sometime.
nothing
Phil.
in
Okay.
nothing construction's absolute, and that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
Timelines, they're never absolute. You could run across, like for instance, we had a job where the bag of grout, like what we use to fill the joints, it has a certain color. It says that it's gray. The little splotch on it, whatever it is,
Yeah,
says
swatch.
gray. The bag says gray. On the side of the bag, though, hickory, it's red.
Wow.
So when we tell kids read the bag, they're like, says gray, it's stuff we need. All right, let's mix it. They're not smart enough to realize that, or it wasn't gray, it was brown. So it looked a little bit similar to the hickory.
Yeah.
But when you mix it up, it looks a little red. Oh, you know, grout just changes color when it's wet. It'll dry up brown. I had to go and paint every single fucking grout joint brown that was red. It was this little teeny tool. It was a wall bigger than this.
Oh wow.
And it's just brick joint, like little thin bricks.
Yeah.
So I'm just painting. And then it's like, okay, these long ones, that's easy. Then you go to the verticals where it's can't get on the stone either. Like there's little teeny things
Easily
that you
avoided.
can't control that happens.
Yeah. Wow, that's shit.
It's defeating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But that's what I mean. That's why, for instance, people are like, construction, why does it cost so much to do this and do that and do this? It's because there's things like that. We're skilled laborers. We need to be able to adjust on the fly to that type of mistake where half your wall is red.
Mhm.
You know, we have to be able to figure out the problem, solve it quickly before anyone has an issue with it. Or like, hey, we don't have the right stuff. Well, we have to make do with what we have. This is all we have. Make it work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because sometimes you might only have an hour to fix the issue.
Yep.
So you are cluster fucking
Yeah.
to find a solution.
Like imagine, like for instance, the whole like hospital power grid thing. We had to work in a hotel, right? The Radisson Blue connected them all.
Mm-hmm.
It was Christmas and New Year's time. They're busiest. They're at full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We had to work while they're at full capacity. We started at 7. We couldn't make any noise till 10. How are you supposed to do anything in tile without making noise?
Wow.
It's quite literally impossible.
And we had to find a way to make our deadlines and everything. Like it was, get everything set up. Use your hand cutter. That's still too loud. Put the hand cutter on something so you're not smacked on the floor. Still too loud. They had dirty ass rooms. We found used condoms. We found fucking bottles of fucking champagne half open.
Fucking sick.
It's New Year's. People are getting wild at the fucking MOA,
Wow.
We're going in, like it was just, there were people staying in this unit the night before. Bed still not made, nothing.
Smells
That's
like
kinda gross.
dirty sex in there.
I mean, that's
Like you have to work
gross.
with, you have to find your way around working with the fact that you have to keep things running, because what happens when everything shuts down? Everyone loses money.
Mm-hmm.
and we
And
don't
the minute
like
everybody
that.
loses money, it's the minute you don't have a job.
Mm-hmm. Construction is a very fickle bitch.
Man, we kind of were all over the board with this one.
Well, you know what they say.
Well, before,
I don't know where you were going with that.
Oh,
What do they say?
are we getting, how much, are we
I
getting
don't know.
close?
We're over.
Oh, fuck.
48
We're at
on
50.
the nose.
Well, hey, before we go, I just want to give a shout. I want to do a little talking, little standstill, point talk, whatever the fuck I'm going to call it. If you live in the Cottage Grove area and stuff like that, you might see some signs around the St. Paul Park area of like the Marathon building and everything. Don't use marathons for a while. They are destroying everything. They are hiring in unskilled labor from out of state just to make more money, and it's destroying. It can destroy Minnesota's economy that way, because people from Minnesota aren't going to be making money. Don't support marathons right now.
So who has Marathon? Like what gas stations do they have?
Speedway, stuff like that.
Fuck Speedway.
Like
The convenience
because it's the St. Paul
stores
Park
at
refinery is the
Speedway.
one talking about it, because they got kicked out
Uh-huh.
for unskilled labor. If that becomes a more popular thing, you're about to see a real bad Minnesota. You can't have that.
About to see $7
'Cause
gasoline.
It starts with construction and it'll break its way down. But the thing is your job that you're comfortable at, making a lot of money, can be completely replaced with someone that will do it for $5 an hour.
Mhm.
I mean, you look at construction in the southern states right now, you cannot be a construction worker down there unless you own a company. You will not make the money. Like, they're going to take people that are doing $10 an hour to do a $30 an hour job. And then what happens is buildings fall, bridges fall, things are not safe, people die. So look into it and support your fucking goddamn local workers. On that note, let's fucking get out of here.
I like that one. That was pretty good.